It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Testing 1, 2, 3. All right, let's try that. Hopefully that works. How did that work? Did that do it? Okay, I realize you got no sound now. All right, somebody pop in. Can you hear me now? If you can, we'll just start this whole thing right over again. Hear you now. Thank you, Joanne. Okay, sorry about that, guys. All right. That threw me for a link. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News. On this, the 5th day of August. It's been a nutty day, folks. All right, the top story this morning is a new Rockslide impacts Skagway cruise dock. Today, folks, is, yesterday was National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. I did. Today is National Oyster Day. I hope to. So you know what to do if you, sorry about that audio business. Anyway, you know what to do, folks. Go out and find some oysters. It doesn't matter how you like them, in stew, on the half shell, fried. It doesn't matter. I might have them a couple ways today. All right, in addition to the Rockslide up there in Skagway, cruises canceled due to the Carnival Paradise Drydock. And we're talking about also today Carnival's new energy-saving technology. Virgin Voyages has a new Wi-Fi connectivity program that's going to go across their entire fleet, which, of course, is 2 ships that are sailing and 2 ships that are coming. And the impact on travel from Monkeypox and a whole lot more this morning. This has been a kind of shocking day to me. I was not expecting it to happen. If you're listening via my podcast, you can always access my podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcasts from. All the big guys just search for travel and cruise industry news, and up pops the fat travel guy. I was not expecting this at all. I had no pre-knowledge of this happening. But as early this morning, I got a notice that I'm in the New York Times again, this time on the daily. Now, what makes this a big deal, when I was on the podcast before, this is the third time now I've been in the New York Times. The first time they just did a standalone piece. Then I was on their new podcast, which admittedly it was a new podcast. There is, not humongous numbers, but still it did okay. Well, now today I'm the featured person on their flagship show called The Daily, and that's the New York Times main show for podcasts. Now, I have literally been solidly answering messages, both emails and responses to the blog, and all sorts of things from it being on the podcast this morning. So, some people have seen it. But I'll give you your laugh of the day. This one I chuckled at when I pulled up the Daily from the New York Times. This is their week, okay? Monday, their show was about monkeypox. Tuesday was about the killing of the bin Laden successor. Wednesday was a show about why Democrats are bankrolling far-right Republicans. Thursday was a show on how to interpret the Kansas referendum on abortion. And today, the show's about me. I found that hysterical. These major news stories, and then me. Wow. But anyway, in the description for both the podcast and for the show today, folks, if you haven't gotten it already, will be a link to jump over to check out the podcast, which is just awesome. So a couple milestones for me. I did pass 2,800 in subscriber count. And now I'm seriously making a push for 3,000. So if you're new to this channel and you want to keep up with any kind of information on travel and cruise industry news, or when I go on cruises, like I'm going on a couple here in the next 30 days, and I'll be doing live streams from on board the ship. We'll be doing videos and all sorts of things. Plus, I'll be doing my daily show as I'm traveling. Please consider, count this as an invitation to subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost anything. And if you hit the bell notification, you'll know when I go live or when something new pops up. So I would certainly appreciate it. All right. We also have in the description of the podcast and in the description of the video, there's links that you can jump over if you're listening to the video feed. And we also use some of the Chillie's Cruises family when they're someplace cool. Like our friend Rochelle, she's on Odyssey of the Seas, which is in Mykonos today. That's Rochelle Salerno. I was on a cruise with her. When I was probably in March, maybe April maybe. I can't remember which one she was on. Anyway, Rochelle and I got to know each other. She was at my dinner table. And we've become friends. We've shared a number of stories back and forth. And she, of course, has been sharing a ton of cruises over there in Europe that she's been on. But this is Mykonos. Of course, I was supposed to go to Mykonos on my group cruise next year that I had to cancel out of when they did all the change in business. I'll get over there one of these days. I absolutely guarantee it. One of the things that surprised me is, that's kind of rough water there in Mykonos for being right there at the water, I thought. And that's one of the streets up there in Mykonos. And of course, Rochelle is always going to make her way to a church or churches, wherever she is, or cathedrals. And of course, she never varies from her main interest, no matter where she is in the world. So anyway, thank you, Rochelle, for that. Again, my apologies for the initial screw up on audio. Not sure why that happened, but anyway, so we got it fixed for now. All right, I'll be back with today's news right after a word from one of our network sponsors. All right, the top story today, of course, is up there in Skagway. And folks, yesterday, Hot Air Tom told us about this in the chat room on this program yesterday before anybody else knew about it. But the new Rockslide definitely has impacted Skagway cruise dock. Another Rockslide has caused damage to the popular White Pass Railway dock in Skagway. The incident occurred approximately 5 p.m. local time on Wednesday. That's like midnight our time. While multiple cruise ships were in port, the slide was first mentioned, like I said, on Travel and Cruise Industry News by Hot Air Tom in the chat room yesterday. The rock slide, described by witnesses as small but noisy, occurred on the north side of the dock area and dropped significant debris. This was in the same general region where a larger slide happened in June. The earlier slide caused damage to the pier and minor cosmetic damage to Discovery Princess, which was docked at the time. No cruise ships were damaged in the most recent slide, but the security booth on the pier was impacted. Emergency vehicles responded in minutes just in case their services were necessary. However, no injuries were reported. Norwegian Encore was docked at the pier at the time the slide occurred, having called on Skagway as part of the vessel's current 7-night round trip sailing from Seattle. Skagway was the ship's second port of call after Juneau the day before. Out of an abundance of caution, Norwegian Encore moved away from the pier shortly after the rock slide, and roughly 1,800 guests were still waiting to reboard the ship after their day in Skagway and were tendered back to the ship. Norwegian Encore has a guest capacity of 3,998 at double occupancy. The MS Nordam assisted with the tendering. Nordam is currently sailing a 7-night one-way voyage from Anchorage to Vancouver. In addition to Encore and Nordam, Majestic Princess and Radiance of the Sea were also visiting Skagway at the time of the rock slide. Because these ships were docked in different areas, well away from the White Pass Railroad dock, there were no changes to their operations. So after the June 23rd slide, the first one, an environmental consulting firm was asked to examine the area. The firm examined past slide events, the current condition of the slopes, the mitigation efforts already in place before determining significant risk of future rock slides. The full dock was temporarily closed while safety measures were put in place, and it reopened on July the 5th. The rock slide risk clearly remains, however, and additional dock developments are underway in Skagway to accommodate cruise ships and safer berths. At this time, there are no reported changes to cruise ship itineraries due to this most recent slide. Of course, if we get anything on that, we'll bring it to you as soon as possible on this channel. All right, that takes care of Skagway. Carnival Paradise. This is an old picture of the Carnival Paradise because now it has the new paint job. But the Carnival Paradise has 5 cruises in October of 2023 that have been canceled due to a dry dock that was not scheduled. No details were provided as to why the ship is being put into dry dock. Impacted guests are being offered compensation options. Cruises from October 8th through October 26th of 2023 aboard Carnival Paradise have now been officially canceled. The canceled cruises are a series of 4 and 5 night Western Caribbean and Bahamas itineraries, all departing from the home port of Tampa. Total 5 sailings are canceled. According to the dates given, Carnival Paradise will resume sailing for the planned October 30th, 2023 departure, which is a 6-nighter calling on Key West, Montego Bay, and Grand Cayman. Guests whose reservations are now canceled can choose to rebook on a comparable sailings at a different date or even on a different vessel if they prefer. The new booking will carry price protection from the original fare if guests opt for similar accommodations in a sailing that does not exceed the length of the original cruise. All right. The next article is also on Carnival. According to Robert McGillivray, he's one of our buddies over in at Cruise Hive. According to Robert's recent article, the Carnival Corporation will be rolling out service power packages across its global fleet to achieve its 2030 sustainability goals and 2050 aspirations to become carbon neutral. The power packages will enable Carnival Corporation to save up to $150 million per year on fuel costs and includes upgrades to lighting on board, more efficient air conditioning system, and automation of ship systems. Cruise companies are invested heavily into making their ships more efficient, ensuring that they manage their goals set out for the 2050 sustainability goals, which include being carbon neutral by that year. To achieve this, Carnival Corporation will be rolling out new power-saving packages across the global fleet through 2023. Now, this isn't just Carnival Cruise Line, folks. This is all of them, P&O and, everything that Carnival owns, Princess, Holland America, all of them. Once installed, the new upgrades will be able to deliver fuel savings of up to 5 to 10% per year, cutting greenhouse emissions by more than 500,000 metric tons just from Carnival. Wow. I thought that was a pretty sweet number. Of course, Carnival emission reducing efforts started back as far as 2011 when the line saw a significant amount of pollution in its history. Since then, the company has removed several older vessels, invested $350 million in energy efficiency improvements, and introduced 6 LNG-powered cruise ships. Hats off to Carnival. I'm impressed. Hope everybody follows suit. All right, the other story, kind of following along the same lines, has to deal with our buddies over at Virgin Voyages. They are upgrading already. I mean, they're reasonably new, but the wireless internet service on Virgin Voyages ships is about to get better. Aruba, not the island, the Hewlett-Packard Enterprise Company, has announced that the cruise line will be using Aruba ESP, that's Edge Services Platform, network for all of the ships in its fleet. Currently, that means 2 ships that are in service, Scarlet Lady and Valiant Lady. It also means 2 more ships that are on the way, Resilient Lady and Brilliant Lady. All 4 vessels will be implementing the new Wi-Fi service. Primary goal for Virgin Voyages to deliver an elevated guest experience by providing real-time services and always-on connectivity for crew members to facilitate fast, reliable service. For example, if a crew member sees a maintenance issue, they can open a repair ticket right on their issued device, and the maintenance team is immediately notified. Another important goal for the cruise line is to provide service via location-based data. Example of this is a virtual queuing system, so guests don't have to stand in long lines. Instead, the Virgin Voyages app alerts them when it's time to board the ship, when it's time to head to a restaurant for dinner, to go to the spa, or disembark on a port of call. The new Aruba ESP network is built to accommodate around 15,000 devices, including crew devices, PCs, laptops, and tablets, and in-cabin TVs on each ship. Each stateroom includes new smart home features that are controlled by the app that can be found in the in-cabin tablets. For example, when a passenger walks into their cabin, when it's nighttime mode, the lights automatically come on and the curtains close. The fact that each ship holds around 4,000 people, including guests and crew, means there should be plenty of bandwidth to go around, even including the devices and systems that are built into the vessel. Basic Wi-Fi is included in the cruise fare on Virgin Voyages, and for now will be continued in that vein. A $10 per day upgrade is also available, which allows for faster connectivity and the ability to stream. So, wow, how sweet would that be? The Wi-Fi is included, and for $10 a day, I'd have streaming. I got to seriously look at Virgin Voyages, folks. I haven't been on it. It's not going to be too long till I'm there, I got a feeling. All right, if you see the big queue, if you're out there sailing over on the other side of the pond, Quark Expeditions, which is an expedition cruise line specializing in the polar region, has announced that its new ship has set sail on her first voyage in the Canadian Arctic. On August the 1st, Ultramarine embarked on a 17-day Northwest Passage in the footsteps of Franklin Itinerary, which is one of 5 expeditions from the line that explore the Canadian High Arctic. The adventure offers a wide range of opportunities for guests to enjoy the beauty of the region, where they'll experience rich Inuit culture, learn about polar history, witness various types of wildlife, including polar bears and puffins and all sorts of things. Take advantage of a wide variety of adventure options, such as Zodiac cruises, kayaking, and hiking. Unique Sailing also stops in Greenland before traveling to the Davis Strait on the northern tip of Baffin Island, near the eastern entrance to the Northwest Passage. There, passengers may opt to spot humpback or bowhead whales, as well as an abundance of seabirds. Guests will also have the opportunity to visit the picturesque Inuit hamlet of Pond Inlet, where they can meet Inuit guides and community members. who will teach them more about the traditional Inuit way of life, as well as its rich culture. The technology advanced Ultramarine is the newest addition to the Quark fleet. It's equipped with 2 twin-engine Airbus 145 helicopters and 20 quick-launching Zodiacs. I've never done one. That's on the bucket list one of these days. All right, and the last story is on monkeypox. I haven't talked about monkeypox on this. Yesterday, the Biden administration declared a public health emergency. So it's definitely in the light now. The formal announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services will help to raise awareness of the disease and be a step to unlock emergency funding to develop and improve access to vaccines and treatments. The news of the emergency declaration was first reported by the Washington Post. So, basically the city of San Francisco already announced a state of emergency. New York State declared it an imminent threat. The WHO announced monkeypox to be a global health emergency of international concern. That was about a week or 10 days ago. But how will this affect travel and precautions you should take along the way? Currently, there are no travel restrictions in place anywhere. However, doctors and CDC caution travelers to refrain from high-risk activities involving intimate contact. So here's a few of the basic facts. According to the WHO, anyone diagnosed with monkeypox or has signs and symptoms indicating a potential monkeypox virus infection should avoid any travel until they are no longer considered a public health risk. There's more than 6,600 cases now in the U.S., according to the CDC. But the WHO and local doctors caution that these numbers may be much lower than the actual figures due to underreporting. Although monkeypox vaccine is available, there are no requirements to be vaccinated against it in order to travel. And in fact, vaccines are still limited in their availability. However, travelers should be aware that areas with high infection rates, you can check a map that's on the website to look for anything like that. For most travelers, this should not cause alarm. Keep that in mind. But it is worth understanding the risk numbers in the travel destination. So look at where you're going and if they, in fact, have a serious problem there. That said, for now, monkeypox should not be an issue when traveling. That's according to New York-based Dr. Jake Deutsch, a former emergency room physician at Mount Sinai, who now runs a private practice focused on men's health. Deutsch said most travelers shouldn't worry unless you're engaging in high-risk behavior while in countries with high infection rates. So there's just a little bit of information on monkeypox. All right, so let's jump over and see who's in the chat room. Again, my apologies for the screw up on audio at first. So I'll have to edit that out of the podcast before the podcast goes up today. All right. So, there was a Tuesday. Krause had asked me a question before the show. Cindy's with us. Hi, Cindy. Last week, day before my vacation, going to Pennsylvania to visit family and friends, attend a local music festival. Awesome. Cindy was saying she can't hear me. Joanne said she could hear me now. Cindy said she could hear me. Hot Air says, I'm good now. Thank you, Hot Air. And thank you to all of you guys, by the way. Start from the top. I did. Roll the credits. I didn't go back and roll the credits. I'll see if I can't cut a chunk out. That article is suspect saying Encore has no tenders. It didn't say specifically Encore had no tenders. It said that Nordam assisted. So that tells me that they had too many people trying to get back to the ship at one time. Probably they all ran for their lives to get back on the boat and get away from the landslides. And the Nordam put some tenders in the water to help. That's the way I interpreted it. Not that Encore doesn't have tenders, because we know that's not true. Sonny's with us. Good morning, Hot Air Tom. Was up on the Rockslide yesterday. Hot Air Tom was up on the Rockslide yesterday. Yes, he was. I mean, Hot Air Tom, he stays on top of anything to do with Norwegian. Unbelievable. And he gets stuff a lot sooner than I do. And I get to, directly get their news releases and stuff. Mike's with us. Hey, Mike, good to see you again. Where's Jason? We need our moderator. Oh, do we have a sex bomber again? Huh, you're a celebrity. Congratulations. Thank you, Cindy. Kenneth saying good morning to everybody. Chillie even got congratulations from Snoopy, the president, and the Pope. Only really the big guy was missing. Yeah, thank you on that. The Pope's boss. Anyway, Brian Laffridge, just listened to you on my morning podcast. Excited to hear about your cruises that are lined up. Thank you very much, Brian, and welcome aboard. We do this every day. Usually I don't screw up like I did at the start of this show. I usually have audio when we go on the air. And yeah, I've got 2 cruises. That's one of the things that a lot of people have been asking me since the taping of the podcast was earlier. If I'm still cruising, yes. I have done 11 cruises this year already. I have 2 more scheduled shortly. On the 21st of August, I'll be on the Norwegian Sky out of Miami. And then on September the 10th, I'll be on Symphony of the Seas, also out of Miami. I will be running back to Virginia in between, unfortunately, because I got some doctor's appointments to go to. But anyway, that's where it is. But anyway, Brian, thank you for joining us. Feel free to join us anytime. We've got a very active bunch of people, as you can tell, in the chat room that chat back and forth all the time. Pay no attention to me. They just get in there to have this is social hour. So, Hot Air called me about the sound, and when I realized that he was calling, I just said, I'm not accepting the call or whatever I did. So it quit ringing. I realized immediately that's what it was. Figured out. I think he saw my name on the caller ID and quickly figured out, Houston, we have a problem. Yes, Hot Air, that's exactly what happened. Lizzie's with us. Congratulations on the New York Times. Thank you. Emily's here. Hello, gang. Sonny says, thankfully we have Hot Air. I totally agree. Emily says, hello, Hot Air. There's the reality love show using one of the Virgin Voyages ship. Anyone see the commercial about it? Yeah, I've seen it. And yes, it is one of the ships because the ship is red and white. Oh, she's talking about the show. Okay. We never know where Emily's going sometimes. Emily, I have not seen the Virgin Voyages Love Show commercial yet. We need to see Chillie on one of those Virgin Voyages red hammocks. I agree. I'm gonna, when I get back after Symphony of the Seas, maybe before I go, I don't know. The next time I have to be in South Florida, I'll see about getting on Virgin Voyages. Hot Air says, although it might be a disaster, Tony says they are only rated to 300 pounds, and Tony was over and didn't attempt it. Well, I am actually under 300, not much under, but I'm also finding out, unfortunately, that there's a zip line in St. Thomas that has a 500-pound limit. And I've been told that I'm going on the zip line in St. Thomas. We'll see. There's a problem with this yellow stripe back, right down the middle. And I don't know about this zip line business, but we'll find out. That's on when I'm on Symphony. Virgin Voyage seems too fancy for me. More Virgin Voyage ships. Yeah, they got 2 that are under construction now. Lizzie loves Virgin Voyage, best food and relaxing atmosphere. Good for you, Hot Air, on the Rockslide Bravo ship. Lizzie says, Valiant Lady is on current Bachelorette. Love seeing her on this week's episode. Brian, so true. We chat all the time in Chillie's chat and pay no attention to Chillie. See, that's what I said. Hot Air says, not true. We do both. See, Emily, Hot Air can walk and chew gum. You, on the other hand, I'm just teasing. And Emily says, just kidding. Also, we love Chillie. Thank you. Lizzie says, do the zip line. Well, I admit that these folks, they got me up that mountain in Alaska on that cable car. And I was a little uneasy about that too. But once I got up there, I loved it once I did it. So they've got a good chance of getting me on this 500-pound zip line. Because the first thing I said was, no, I'm too fat. I'm too fat to get on a zip line. And then I had to find out it was a 500-pound weight limit. Damn it. We'll see. Not promising yet, but we'll see. Hot Air says, I did a zip line in Tortola. Lots of hard work, hard on the arms and legs, standing up at the end when you get off the landing. Yeah, I see. I know that they're all, I have other issues. Can you imagine? The first thing I got to do, I got to get on one end of the thing at the scooter to get on the top of the damn thing. Then somebody got to get the scooter down at the bottom when I get off this thing so I can get on the scooter. I don't know about this. I haven't worked all the details out yet. Hot Air says we can do the St. Thomas Sky Ride and go to the top to drink adult beverages. Adult beverages? Me? I can't imagine such a thing. With a $50 excursion credit, it's free. Yeah, I've got... do I have excursion? I can't remember. Hot Air. I know I've got the dining packages and Wi-Fi. I want to say I've got the excursions. I got 2 excursions too. I don't remember. I don't care. I mean, it doesn't matter. If I pay for it, I have to pay for it. It's okay. I mean, I don't mind that either. I don't know if I can zip line in general because my doctors told me that I cannot jump out of airplanes because of my surgeries and my new body parts. Yeah, well, see, now I've got old body parts. I mean, old new body parts. My new body parts are old. That's what I'm trying to say. Cindy says, no zip lining for me. No way. I'm sending a picture of the scooter getting attached to the zip line and you riding it on the line. I'm seeing a picture of the scooter getting attached to the zip line. So they have the scooter zip line down in front of me and then me zip line behind it. So somebody's got the scooter. I know. I don't think so. We'll see, folks. We'll see. It'll be a joke one way or the other. I love the NCL excursion package discount, saving me tons of money on my upcoming Epic cruise. Very nice. I would love to try if I can, but I just don't know if I'm allowed. Cindy Lee, what NCL latitude level are you? I love extra discount from the latitude level. Yeah, well, I've got to do some more cruises to get up like I am. Yeah, my best to I've got some, I've got some clout with Carnival and I got some clout with Royal Caribbean. I don't have much clout with Norwegian yet. I've had to cancel too many Norwegian cruises for one reason or another. Cindy says, I'm gold now, but will be platinum after my Epic cruise. Awesome, Cindy. Congratulations on that. All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for the weekend. Well, I'm not going to say that because of what else has happened today and knowing that we're going to have new folks popping in from the podcast. I mean, not everybody listens to the podcast first thing in the morning. I know that from dealing with my podcast. So assuming that we have a flow of some new folks popping in on travel and cruise industry news, I probably will look for or hope to find some stories tomorrow and do a show tomorrow. So don't be surprised if you see me doing a show in the morning. I don't have anything scheduled for this weekend because Jason and the grandkids were coming and then he came down with COVID. So let's see about, we might just do an unscheduled show tomorrow morning. We'll see. So not a guarantee. I'll see what the news looks like in the morning. Conrad says, I just listened to the daily podcast and just wanted to wish you all the best. Thank you so much for stopping in. That's great. Emily says, have fun, Chillie. Pool time with Chillie would be cool. Yeah, well, I'm going to go do some pool time this afternoon, as a matter of fact. Have a wonderful weekend with your family. My family can't come, Emily. He came down with COVID. They had to cancel out. That's why I don't have anything scheduled this weekend. I was going to be doing stuff with them. So anyway, that's going to wrap me up for the weekend. If you are new to this channel, again, folks, always appreciate thumbs up. And again, I will invite you to please consider subscribing. I'm on the push now to get to 3,000 subscribers quickly. So that's the next goal. And by the way, folks, I'm also going to hit 150,000 followers on Twitter this weekend. I still haven't decided if that's good, bad, or indifferent. So that's going to wrap it up for today. As always, folks, stay come on, tongue. Stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a fabulous weekend. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. If not, I'll see everybody back here on Monday. This is the old fat travel guy. See you later.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry, so if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.